Page 5 lit, we outside. Gonna spend a couple of minutes, man. We gonna chop it up or whatnot, you know what I mean? Just trying to have a conversation today, you know? This is what I like to call in plain sight, right? And we just chopped it up. Feel free to chime in anytime you get ready. Thanks to my people for riding with me, hanging out with me and all that. I appreciate y'all. But this is what we're doing today, right? When I say in plain sight, some of the news that we go through is right in front of us, right? We can't take it for what it's worth, you know, because we don't know the backstory to the things that they're presenting us. We don't know what narrative they're trying to spin. And a lot of times when you hear stuff, you can't really get into it like that, right? Okay, bet. So now I'm saying, you know, let's just roll with what we call common sense. We just gonna roll with it like that. We're gonna roll with common sense. So for example, let's just say one of the things I heard people talking about all week, they say they taking all the money out the board of education, you know. And I know it's a whole flip-flop. I can't comment on that because I really don't know the intentions. I don't know when the smoke clear how it's going to end, you know. But I can say this. You can't leave it all up to someone else to teach your children, all right? You just can't do that, you know. See, there's no reason for the homework to come back to school wrong. I noticed in helping my grandson, some of the homework that they gave him, it has to be an adult participant in order for him to fulfill the homework. I noticed that, you know. They got the homework geared to where he has to get some family help, some type of support, you know, in the house. So you're going to have to help your child learn. You have to be hands-on to what they're picking up and all that. You can't just leave it all up to the school, you know. We just had a parent-teacher conference, you know, on Zoom, you know. The next day we get back to school and it's a lot of people that's beefing because they feel like their child has been wrong in some kind of way when in fact you haven't kept no tabs on your child this whole time. You just now concerning yourself with how they're doing. We're going to have to, some of us that do those things, we're going to have to take the blame for some of those things, period. We're going to have to do that. We can't just sit around and blame everybody for what we lag and what we do, you know. So I'm going to say that, you know, so yeah, Malcolm X said, if you send African-American children to a school geared for Anglo-Saxons, you'll have confused children. And we have confused children. So with that in mind, and y'all know I'm speaking the freaking truth, with that in mind, concern yourself with your child a little bit more. I'm not telling nobody what they do and what they don't do. Just don't leave it up to somebody else, you know. And I'm going to say this. I say this because years ago by, because my kids are grown, years ago by, and you'll find out what the truth is. How much was you worth in helping them and nurturing them in other things, you know? Yeah. Did you participate in those different things? Or were you so busy that you didn't mind yourself with those things? These things happen. You know, we're not perfect. We dropped the ball on some things. We miss a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, we're going to be held accountable for those things because they really happen whether we like them or not. You know? So get back in tune with your child. When the child bring the homework home, take a couple of minutes to look at it. You should not get an F on the report card from your child. As soon as your child starts failing, they're supposed to notify you that your child grades are slipping and there's something that we need to do. And they'll tell you the areas in which the child is slipping. A lot of it just being late too much and missing days. It'd be simple shit. But if you pay attention to it, you can rectify before they just get an F on their report card. So yeah, I'm putting that on you, you know. You have to take the blame for that. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about, you know. Just tend to your child, you know, and because when it all goes wrong, you can't blame everybody else for what goes wrong, okay? I'm telling you that ahead of time, you know. Also, what I wanted to talk about, I just had to, you know, I was watching this, I was doing my Netflix thing, you know. I do a little Netflix now and then, you know. And it's a series out on Netflix called The Residents, right? It's by Shonda Rhimes. It stars Azu Aduba. She plays the detective Cordella Cup. And it's kind of like a murder mystery, but it's fire. It's very intelligently written, right? Everybody played very smart, and the way that it's written, only one person could have really been black, and that was Sheila. Everybody else could have been played by any ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? That's how smart the writing was, And there was a lot of ethnics in it. It was really fire. And I'm really recommending that's intelligent writing. You have to remember, when I say it's intelligent writing, it's only one murder. But she kept me captivated the whole series. It's eight episodes. And it was very intelligently written. I'm very proud of her writing. All right, the angle that she took, I like it. And yo, you can't call it. It's so many twists and turns that all seem to make sense. So me and my son, we tried to bet on who we thought the who done it, and I lost. He actually got it right. He went to school for all that movie shit, so he got an edge on that. But other than that, yeah. But it was very. I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's called The Residents. Okay, it's a series. It's 8 episodes. I'm recommending that. Please check that out. When you do check it out, hit me up. Let me know what you thought about it. And we do need more black series. Can we have black series where black people are just acting like regular people? Do they have to always act black and always be black and always, emphasize blackness? Why come they just can't be black, intelligent people that's going through a situation very intelligently? I don't see nothing wrong in that. But that's something a little bit different, But yeah, go check that out. You heard, as soon as you can. Okay. Also, listen. Like I said, I'm not getting into nobody's business. All right. And it's a lot of indictments going out. The allegations are crazy. You heard? God bless all parties involved. On both sides of the situation. But I'm here to remind you. It's not a crime until you get caught. Okay? And don't be beefing too much because they not playing fair. They're not playing fair neither. The government. And so it's not what they know, it's what they can prove. Okay? Please remember that. I don't give a how you feel about it. All right? If you got the energy you have when they give somebody 80 years, is the same energy you have when a nigga beat it and walk out. Same energy. I want that same energy. No, I want to hear that. You can't play both sides of it. You can't play both sides of that. You can't do that. You really got to pick a side, like on some shit. Now, mind you, they have these things where this person had this criminal record. This person had this criminal record, right? And he got 2 years, and he got 26 years. And I seen that. And I'm very disappointed. But the reality is, those things can happen. In my recommendation, the way when you go to trial, when they say, pick 12, you better be mindful of what you picking. All right? They're going to sell you and your life to the jury like a Tom Cruise movie. You understand me? They're going to sell that jury because, see, you say you didn't shoot him, right? You say you didn't shoot him, but to that group of 12 who don't know the energy of the environment that you live in, actually, but to that group of 12, if they're going to present to them? How many shootings has been in your area? How many acts of violence has been in your area? How many happened on your block over a certain course of time? And they're going to say, during all this time, doing all these things, you have completely avoided yourself from those things. They're really not going to believe you when you committed an act of violence. They're going to think that you were embedded in that from the jump just because the acts of violence going on around you. They're going to sell you and your life to the jury like a movie, okay? They're going to make you an action star when, in fact, you were just trying to defend your life. So that's why, they say go to judge, go to trial. Go to trial by judge, he has to stick to the law. Go to trial by jury, they playing with their feelings, So really think about that. So don't just start talking a lot. Just say, oh, wow, K. Flock was just found guilty 5 of the 6 charges. And the only one he didn't get, but he beat the murder. He beat the murder. The RICO charge is going to be hard to take. Like I said, I can't speak on that, brother, but I can speak on this. If you seen what happened The situation happened with his man, Bow Bow. He had a problem with that. He went in honor and loyalty of his man, Bow Bow. When that same dude he defended turned around, turned around and told on him to save himself. To himself, he said it's either me or him, when in fact, he ain't stand up, he ain't sturdy and all that. He did all that for a person that wasn't worthy of it. You know? Don't let nobody use your love against you, you heard? Don't let nobody use your love against you. Everybody don't love like you. You keep that in mind for real. Now, also, you know, we see what's in the news. We see how brothers are really living out here. Please learn from that. Please learn from that, you know. Willie the Wino got a message for you, but you have to be in tune with things in order to catch the message that they sending. Yeah. You had messages go by you all last week. You missed 3 of them. Because you out of pocket up here. You want some nonsense and all that. Back over that way and all that. The boy's sister said the boy lied on the stand. Wow. He beat the murder, though. And people lie all the time. People lie all the time, you know. And with that said, stop leaving your hands in other people's lives. The people that know where the bodies are hidden can one day use it against you. Stop acting like that's not a real thing. That's a real thing, all right? That's a real thing. That's a real thing, all right? What I mean is that the day that you decide to go left, they decide to go right. All right? Adversity reintroduces you to yourself. All right? Everything stripped away. Boom, bam, bam. Now life wake up and it says, so what you gonna do now? What's up? What you gonna do now? It reintroduces you to yourself. And I've always said, be smart enough to do something else. You shouldn't be a one-trick pony, meaning you need more than one hustle. You need more than one way to grow and develop. You need that. And a lot of that ain't gonna have nothing to do with nobody else. And then comes along a stranger that helps you get to where you're trying to go. So be open to that in conversations and personalities and people. Start networking. Try to have a better energy about people and things will gravitate towards you. See, if you mean good in the world, good will come to you. All right? If you mean good in the world, good will come to you. All right? You know. Also, what else we want to talk about? Yeah, because as far as the indictments go, I can't say if these brothers are innocent or guilty. I can say God bless all parties involved, but I can't say this. Stop acting like y'all don't see what's actually going on. All right? If you get a couple of dollars, that makes you a target, not just from them people, but from the people who feel like you owe them something to some degree. All right? And a lot of the beef, let's be for real. A lot of the beef come from the fact that they don't. Why you think brothers die before their album drop? If your enemy get rich, your chances of losing the war, God bless you, your chances of losing the war are heightened. Okay? The percentage of you losing that war goes higher and higher the more money he get. You know, after a while, he just sent 100,000 to your hood and how your man do you. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? Shit like that, you know. So be mindful of your relationships. Be mindful of the moves you make. I'm not going to say don't do this to him and don't do that to her. I'm going to say take 2 steps back and think. And think. All right? What's the point if everybody know you did it? Because you really don't want to pay that tab. You know, you don't really want to do that, but it come with it. It come with it. You know, but people beat charges all the time. It's not what they know, it's what they can prove, okay? And if you on the other side of things, you living to the left of life, you need a lawyer on retainer. I hope you got a secret stash you've been putting away over the course of your reign. You dig? Yeah. You know, I hope you got a few escape plans in order. You know, so yeah. If you don't, get started on it today. You dig? Today. Yeah, you know. It was all good just a week ago. That could all change. You know. You don't want somebody making a phone call and ruining your whole life because they got mad. You know, she liked you instead of him. You know, so now you feel like if we get you out the way, you know, life will be better for him. You know, listen, I call it the 100-watt light bulb theory, all right? The 100-watt light bulb enters the room. He's the brightest thing there, all right? The 40-watt light bulb think if he kills the 100-watt light bulb, they'll shine brighter. Nah, all he did was make the whole room darker, all right? You cannot brighten your light if you don't got sense enough to brighten your light. You're a 40-watt light bulb for a reason. You never figured out how to add more wattage to, more worth to yourself. That's why you're a 40-watt light bulb. Real talk. Let's call it what it is, you know. But yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's just that, you know. They think they're making the world better now. All you're doing is leaving the world to a whole bunch of corny-ass watchers. I'm a doer. I'm a doer. I get it done. My nickname is to make it happen. I get it done. You know what I'm saying? I ain't said I hit a home run every time I went up the bat, but I give myself a game, and I'm swinging at that pitch, and I'm gonna hit a double, a triple. Next week I might hit a home run. Week after that I might hit two. Yeah, that's what it takes. Get up and go get it. Get up and go get it. Pain home. My boy, love you, nigga. Page 5, we outside. Please like and subscribe on all platforms.